All right, fellas, what's up? Recap week 13. I will get to the playoff model, whatever everyone needs. I'll do that tomorrow. I spent way too much time doing that today, and it frustrated the ever loving shit out of me. So it's not done yet. So I'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, Hayden asked what everyone does at work. Me personally, some of the fellas know. Was in a car crash, so I'm home for a couple weeks, bedridden, back on crutches, commish. Bad beat. But yeah, let's get into the recap. As you can see, here are all our matchups. Not matchups. Good Lord. Here are the rankings. Me, Makozy, and Scott have clinched playoff spots. Scott has clinched the 1 seed. Everyone else is technically still alive, although Cal would need a miracle and a half to get in. Let's go look at the playoffs. Yeah, so right now the playoff picture, I say it every time I show it, but fun matchups. Ish versus Clay would be awesome. Me versus Mace would be awesome. Pushan and Makozy, one of those two teams would win. This will, if I win, I keep the 2 seed. If Makozy wins, I think he keeps the 3. And then otherwise, the 4, 5, and 6 are pretty up for grabs. We'll get into it tomorrow, but it's mainly that 6 and 7 seed that are up for grabs because Clay and Ish are both winning in. And we'll just have to see. Rag might be getting fucked here by the weird ESPN tiebreakers. All right, starting with myself versus Scott. Absolute belt to Scott. He doesn't have his full team. I'll give it to him. Drake London was out still, but this is pretty much his full team. And Drake London wasn't... He was probably going to plug in Drake London for, Kareem Hunt maybe? It's not going to probably make a difference. It would be a better game. Herbert getting hurt is concerning. Scott has 2 weeks still, though, to get London and Herbert back. Devontae was good again. He's got 2 touchdowns. He gets touchdowns all day. Jacoby Myers has been fantastic since the Jags got him. Very weird. And then Achan's awesome. Scott's team 115. Not a bad showing by his standards, but he just ran into your boy. First opponent of Scott's to score more than 108. And I put 140. Scott deserved a loss on his record after that Mickey Mouse schedule he's been on. 140, and honestly, my team didn't even play that well. The boys could have been better. That's the fun part. Devontae Smith doesn't break 10. CeeDee Lamb looked good. Jamar Chase, I thought he was going to get a touchdown and have almost the exact same stat line as CeeDee. Genty was okay, only 31 yards. He caught a lot of passes. Cook and Allen, especially the first half, looked ugly against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh made that first half really bad, and then they ended up getting blown out. But, Cook was running all over him, just no pass catching, no touchdowns, and Josh looked bad, interception, turnovers. If Josh gets it together on a week and then everyone scores the same, I'm looking at a nice 150, and that would be beautiful. Myers for the Seahawks has been absolute revelation. I meant to say. Relevate. I have not had a good day. I woke up, make a trade with Brett, fun. And then the next 5 hours we're getting trolled by Rag, talking to doctors, trying to figure out how the fuck our tiebreaker system works. Now I'm trying to say, I forgot the word. I might have a concussion. I'm moving on. I won. Fuck you, Scott. You're still the 1 seed. I love you dearly, but you fucking suck. All right. Rag loses to Clay. Rag, yeah, just a bad beat here for Rag. Jettas is the elephant in the room here. It's the QB situation in Minnesota is bad. 9 is horrendous, and then Brosmer, is that who it was? He looked like the reincarnation of Will Levis out there. He was horrendous. I'm surprised Jettas didn't kill Brosmer on the way out and or himself. Otherwise, Rag's team he kind of got lucky with Tet at the end of the game. One catch for 43 yards and a touchdown. Otherwise, it wouldn't really be close. Rag's team right now is Trey McBride, who is just disgusting. Disgustingly good. And then Clay, big win. Survive and advance when your boys look horrendous. 101, it was Bowers, and it was McCaffrey, even though McCaffrey had a bad day. It was the Bills' defense. Lamar looks hurt. He looks so hurt, and it's the only people that are excited about that are B and Kyle. Because Lamar, the AFC North is just gross. But yeah, this team is also gross. Like, if the Lamar Zay Flower stack is going to be shitty, this team's going to be shitty. Dowdle took a back seat to Hubbard this week, which is very concerning for Clay. And he is not in the playoffs, and he has his running backs on bye next week. He had to win this one. He gets it done. Not sure what he's going to do about next week. Not sure what Rag's going to do about next week, but we'll have to wait and see. Our stinker matchup, our two losers, and they did not disappoint. Hayden gets a blowout win, scoring 83 points. That's fucking awesome. It's Wandell, dude. He didn't even have the best game this week, but he's like wide receiver 10 or something now. He's been awesome. Harvey was always going to pop off against the commies. And Jaylen Warren found the end zone. That's about all you need. Oh, fuck me. Darnold's looked bad the last couple games, but thankfully for Hayden, Brett was playing Raji. Tracy got hurt and is on bye next week. Kittle looked okay. Ladd got a touchdown. Brett's team just bad. DK's been bad. Brett traded Kittle to me. I'll talk about trades tomorrow when I talk about the playoffs. But yeah, these teams suck. There's no way about it. Brett's almost certainly going to be the loser now. I think he has to win and Hayden has to lose and maybe get some points going one way or another. I don't know. But if they've only played once, then Hayden's pretty safe. I don't remember. Bad teams. Really, really ugly. Probably two of the worst teams this league has ever seen. But yeah, I'm not going to spend much more time on this one. All right, another not very good game. Pouchon absolutely catches Cal. Just, brutal for Cal. Cal had Higgins out. It wasn't going to make a big difference. It was Bijan against the world, and he just couldn't get it done alone. Kenneth Walker, I've been saying it for months. Seattle running backs, just who knows. Rome has been awful. That Cal-Rob trade was just a nothing burger. Nobody involved in that trade has done shit. Egbuka fell off a cliff. Rome fell off a cliff. Mooney's not a realistic starter, even with London out because of Kirko. Cal's not making the playoffs. It sucks for him, but waste of a Bijan year, I would say. Pouchon, on the other hand, wow. He also made a trade today, which I will talk about tomorrow. He got a touchdown out of Monty. He got a touchdown out of Derrick Henry. Mahomes looked great against Dallas. That was always going to happen. Jennings got a touchdown. Warren got a touchdown. Olave got a touchdown. Just everybody on Pouchon's team, literally everyone got a touchdown. And then A.J. Brown, he whined, he complained over and over and over and over again until they eventually were just like, yeah, we'll just force feed you the ball and lose. When he wasn't touching the ball, they were winning all their games. Now he's getting force-fed, and they're losing. Coincidence? I think not. Trade A.J. to the commies. Why not? Pouchon, big win. He puts himself in essentially a win and in situation. Even if he loses next week, there's some fuckery that could happen to make him get in. Pouchon puts himself in a good spot with a strong matchup next week. Well done, Pooch. Last year's loser, who still hasn't done his punishment, has a chance to go on a nice, deep playoff run. Scary for the league. All right, I saved the best or the most interesting three matchups for last. This is a very good matchup. Both these teams kind of flailing at the end of the season. Briggs loses to Maish. Briggs falls to 6-7. No. And Maish pops up to 7-6. It was a big game. They were 6-6. They both needed it bad. Maish's game is now in his own hands. He's a win and in team. Thomas is gonna need some help. Thomas was involved in the Pouchon trade earlier. I will get into it. Pretty big time trade. Briggs got fucked. I mean, there's no way around it. Amon-Ra, his boy, has been his boy for at least 2 straight fantasy seasons now. I was not personally watching much of that game, but it looked like he just rolled his ankle and never really came back in, which sucks because with him, Thomas puts up a decent showing and probably wins because Hurts looked okay, Bucky was good, JT was okay, and then the Seattle defense. Rob Hodge, let's talk. You gave up Jonathan Taylor, and somehow at the end of it, you were like, you know what? Giving Thomas RB1. I just saw a fucking mouse. Are you shitting me? I mean, Jesus Christ. Just saw a mouse run across my living room, but I'm fucking crippled again, so I couldn't go do anything about it, and now I lost him, and now I have to sit here knowing that he's here, knowing that he's watching me. Fuck, dude, this is bullshit. I'm having a bad day. Anyway, Thomas got fucked. Seattle's defense is what I think I was talking about. Why Rob gave him the number 1 defense is beyond me, but at least it didn't result in Thomas getting a win. I'm just glancing over, looking to see if I can see the fucking mouse again. If I feel that motherfucker crawl on me, I will commit seppuku. Swear to God. Oh my God. Fuck, dude. Anyway, Kyle's team. I'm really flustered now. That sucks. Burrow's back. I think he looked pretty good. Didn't get much out of Jacobs or Puka, although Puka had an awesome catch. The main concern for Maish's team, though, is Pittman has looked bad. I know Danny Dimes playing some tough defenses. He's got a broken leg. Like, it's not really Danny Dimes' fault, but it's going to reflect poorly on Pittman. It just is. And 1 reception for 13 yards. That's what Maish's got to be nervous about going into the playoffs, assuming he gets there. Big time win. This was basically a playoff game. Maish gets it done. Not very impressive at 102, but a win's a win. Let's go. Still just fucking pissed off because that fucking mouse. I swear to God, that motherfucker. I'm gonna kill him. I promise you that mouse will die. That mouse will be dead. I don't even care if it's a sticky jab too. I'll smash him to death. Fuck that guy. Just ruined my night. Fucking Christ. Anyway. Good Lord. Ish, absolute belt from Makosi this week. 111, not the best, not the worst. His boys just let him down. I mean, Gibbs and JSN, if they combine for 15, Ish isn't beating anybody in this league, honestly. He even got a JMO game, which got to feel validating for him. But he also benched Swift instead of Gainwell. God, I am out of it. Jesus Christ. Ish, bad roster management there. I know Kenny's been good, but Buffalo is a pretty good defense, and it was bound to fall off. I just said this week doesn't matter for Ish. He's still probably going to get in the playoffs. He's got like a 99% chance. And just any week where JSN and Gibbs combine for 15, you're just not winning. You had to have known that. It doesn't really matter. Makosi, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect this. A decent game from Drake May. The wide receivers who are good, Collins and Rice, they both showed up. Kelsey showed up like he has been all season. But the running backs, I did not expect this. Hubbard and Monangai combined for 39. That's insanely huge. Monangai ran all over Philly, him and Swift both. And then Hubbard was catching pass after pass out of the backfield, looking awesome. He got a touchdown. Makosi's team, though, that is the gap. The running backs are the gap. If those two are going to be good, Makosi is a contender. But he wins this game. He has now locked in a playoff spot. I'm not going to lie, not sure why he locked one in, but others haven't. But we'll see. Yeah, good win for Makosi. That's got to feel good going into the playoffs. Ish, you're still going to get in. Got to get your boys right. Maybe a sit down with Gibbs and JSN. And finally, the matchup of the week. Adam Sutton pulls it out against Rob. I thought Rob was in the playoffs. I thought he was gonna win this week. He loses by .08. Golly, Rob, just brutal. Sutton, it was a fantastic. It was bold to plug and play Terry, but it was the right move. He looked awesome. Everyone was saying, oh, Pat Surtain is going to shut him down. Terry toasted him. He was awesome. Christian Watson, who I traded you, has been even better. I thought he was going to be pretty good, but he's been even better than expected. Breece Hall was solid, and you didn't need much to beat Rob this week because Rob laid a stinker. Kyron Williams and Chase Brown were actually okay. Georgie was okay. He had to start Brian Thomas Jr., who has been horrible. Tucker, like I said, that Cal Rob trade was a big old nothing burger. And then Goddard sucked. Rob he needed Hampton to come back. He needed somebody to come back to be a reliable flex and wide receiver too. It's just even Rob is at 6-7. He's going to need a lot of help to get into the playoffs, and even if he does, this team's not that scary. Sutton saves himself. Once again, he goes to 3 wins. Because of points 4 and kind of tiebreakers and everything, he's pretty much safe, but you never know. We'll see. What a win. We were all rooting for Sutton, and he did it, pulled it off. What a win from the lad. And yeah, this is the recap of what I did week 13. Horrible week for me. I went 2-5. The week before, I went 4-3. Overall, I'm 1 game under 500, which is pretty embarrassing, but I can't predict you fuckers. You just do random shit and lose and win, and Rob's losing by .08 and shit. Whatever. Enjoy this video. You watched me watch a mouse run across my living room floor live. I'm all over the place, so I will have another video to you tomorrow, and then my predictions will probably be out Thursday. Like I said, I'm in no condition to go to the office, so they might come out at very random times, but they will be out. Enjoy. I now have a goal this week, which is to murder a small rodent. Fuck me.